Hostinger VPS looks like an incredible deal when you compare the amount of RAM and storage. There's one important catch that determines whether Hostinger VPS is a great choice for you or the completely wrong type of hosting. Hostinger VPS is self-managed. That means Hostinger manages the physical server and network, but you're responsible for what happens inside your VPS, including your operating system, applications, security configuration, updates, and server setup. The good news is that Hostinger has made this considerably easier with one-click applications, Docker tools, an AI assistant, automatic weekly backups, and a much simpler VPS dashboard. So in this review, I'll show you what Hostinger VPS actually gives you, which plan I would choose, the biggest advantages and disadvantages, and who should not buy it. If you decide Hostinger VPS is right for you, use the first link in the description below. I also have an exclusive Hostinger VPS coupon code next to the link that can save you even more than the pricing currently shown on Hostinger's VPS page. It is an affiliate link, which means I earn a commission if you purchase through it at no additional cost to you. Let's start with the quick verdict. For the right user, Hostinger VPS offers some of the best value in Hostinger's entire lineup. You get dedicated server resources, full root access, AMD EPYC processors, NVMe storage, is significantly more control than you get with normal shared or managed web hosting. I would primarily consider Hostinger VPS if you want to run things like Docker, containers, N8N, custom applications, development environments, databases, multiple websites, or software that requires server-level access. I would not choose it simply because you want to create a normal WordPress website. For that, Hostinger's managed web or cloud hosting will usually be considerably easier because you won't have to manage the server yourself. That distinction is extremely important. Now, let's look at the plans. Hostinger currently offers 4 main KVM VPS plans. KVM1 includes 1 vCPU core, 4 GB of RAM, 50 GB of NVMe storage, and 4 TB of bandwidth. KVM2 increases that to 2 vCPU cores, 8 GB of RAM, 100 GB of NVMe storage, and 8 TB of bandwidth. KVM4 gives you 4 vCPU cores, 16 GB of RAM, 200 GB of storage, and 16 TB of bandwidth. And KVM8 includes 8 vCPU cores, 32 GB of RAM, 400 GB of storage, and 32 TB of bandwidth. At the time I'm recording this, Hostinger is advertising KVM1 from $649 per month, KVM2 from $899, KVM4 from $1299, and KVM8 from $25.99 per month. But you can actually get these plans for even less with my exclusive Hostinger VPS coupon code. After applying the coupon, KVM1 can come down to as little as $584 per month, KVM2 to $809 per month, KVM4 to $1169, and KVM8 to $2339 per month. I'll put the link in exclusive coupon code in the description below so you can access the additional discount. Keep in mind that promotional pricing can change, and these lower monthly rates are based on paying for the hosting term upfront. You should also look at the renewal price before purchasing. Right now, the advertised renewal rates are $11.99 per month for KVM1, $14.99 for KVM2, $28.99 for KVM4, and $49.99 for KVM8. So don't choose your VPS based only on the introductory price. For most people considering Hostinger VPS, I think KVM2 is the sweet spot. 8 GB of RAM, 2 vCPU cores, 100 GB of NVMe storage, and 8 TB of bandwidth gives you considerably more room to work with than KVM1 without making the price jump very large. KVM1 makes more sense if you're running a lightweight project, learning how VPS hosting works, or you simply don't need much processing power. KVM4 starts making sense when you're running several applications, multiple containers, more demanding websites, databases, or projects that consistently need additional resources. And I wouldn't jump all the way to KVM8 unless you already know why you need 32 GB of RAM and 8 vCPU cores. Pay for the resources you actually need. One of Hostinger's VPS strongest points is the hardware. Hostinger uses AMD EPYC processors and NVMe SSD storage across its VPS plans. You also get a 1 GB per second network connection and dedicated VPS resources rather than relying on the same type of shared hosting environment you would get with a normal entry-level hosting plan. But specifications aren't the biggest reason I like Hostinger VPS. it's how much easier Hostinger has made using those resources. When you set up your server, you can choose from different operating systems, control panels, and pre-configured applications instead of building absolutely everything manually. Hostinger supports one-click deployments for applications and platforms including Docker, NAN, WordPress, Node-RED, Coolify, Deploy, GitLab, Nextcloud, OpenVPN, and many others. There's also a Docker manager with more than 200 Docker templates. This makes Hostinger especially interesting if you're getting into self-hosting. You can deploy an application without manually working through every installation command yourself. Hostinger has also integrated AI tools into VPS management. You can use its AI assistant for things like generating commands, configuring your server, and troubleshooting certain problems. There's also an AI web terminal, so you're not limited to managing everything through a traditional SSH connection. These features lower the learning curve substantially, but I want to make something very clear. They do not turn Hostinger VPS into managed hosting. If you install an application with one click, you're still responsible for that application and server afterward. You need to understand things like updates, security, resource usage, backups, ports, firewall rules, DNS, and troubleshooting. Hostinger handles the infrastructure, you handle the server environment. That's probably the single biggest thing you should understand before buying. Another feature I like is that Hostinger includes automatic weekly VPS backups along with manual snapshots. A snapshot can be extremely useful before making a major server change because you have a recovery point if something goes wrong. However, if your project contains frequently changing or business critical data, I wouldn't rely exclusively on one automatic weekly backup. You may want a more frequent backup strategy depending on what you're hosting. You also get firewall management, full root access, a public API, and multiple data center locations. Root access is especially important because that's really the point of moving to a VPS. You're no longer limited to whatever software, server configuration, or normal hosting provider allows you to use. You can run programming languages and frameworks such as Python, Node.js, Java, Ruby, and Django. You can run databases including PostgreSQL, MongoDB, and MariaDB. You can configure reverse proxies, Docker containers, custom services, automation platforms, and other applications that may not work on traditional shared hosting. That flexibility is one of Hostinger's VPS biggest advantages. Now let's talk about the disadvantages. The first is obviously server management. Hostinger's tools make VPS hosting easier, but if something breaks inside your server, you should not assume Hostinger support is going to manage your entire software configuration for you. Their support covers areas such as the hardware, network, and Hostinger's own VPS management interface. More advanced server-side troubleshooting may still require you to fix the problem yourself. Second is renewal pricing. The introductory pricing is very competitive, but the price increases when the plan renews. That's not necessarily unusual for hosting, but you should calculate the long-term price and not just the promotional monthly number displayed on the page. Third, some control panels can cost extra. If you specifically want a paid control panel such as cPanel, Plus, direct admin or certain other licensed software, don't assume that license is automatically included with a VPS price. Hostinger also offers free operating systems and control panel options, so you don't necessarily need a paid license. And finally, moving from normal Hostinger web hosting to a VPS isn't simply pressing an upgrade button. Because the environments are different, moving an existing project can require a manual migration. So who should actually buy Hostinger VPS? I would recommend it for developers, people running Docker, people self-hosting applications like NAN, users who need root access, businesses with custom server requirements, or anyone who wants significantly more control over their hosting environment. It's also one of the more approachable options if you want to learn VPS management because the dashboard, application templates, Docker tools, backups, and AI features remove some of the traditional barriers. I would not recommend it to someone who simply wants to create a website and never think about server administration. If your goal is to install WordPress, create your website, and let the hosting company worry about most of the server level maintenance, Hostinger's regular web or cloud hosting makes more sense. So is Hostinger VPS worth it? I think it is, as long as you're buying it for the right reason. The real value isn't simply that Hostinger gives you a lot of RAM and storage for the money, it's that you get dedicated resources, full root access, strong hardware, a large selection of one-click deployments, Docker support, backups, and increasingly useful management tools without paying the price you would typically expect from a fully managed server. Just remember that the lower price comes with responsibility. If you're comfortable managing your own server or you're willing to learn, Hostinger VPS is an option I would strongly consider. And out of the current plans, KVM2 is where I would start for most projects. It gives you enough resources to do significantly more than an entry-level VPS without immediately paying for hardware you may never use. If you want to check Hostinger VPS out, use the first link in the description below to see the current offer and pricing available to you.